Hello, class, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona are in very advanced talks to sign Hector Bellerin, and he will take a massive pay cut. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about this other report claiming that two Barcelona players are in line to terminate their contracts on deadline day. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into it, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give the video a like and please watch it right up to the very end. As per journalist Hugo Cicero, as relayed by Tony Juan Marti, Barcelona's search for a new right-back could finally come to an end in the next few hours as they are reportedly in very advanced negotiations to resign former defender Hector Bellerin. Barcelona have been moving from one target to another in the market in search for a new right-back this summer. A move for Cesar Azpilicueta collapsed last month, while Joan Foyt's injury ruled him out as a candidate. Thomas Meunier was a top choice, but Borussia Dortmund's demands for him seem to have convinced Barca to look at a familiar face in Bellerin. The 27-year-old spent his formative years at Barca-fabled La Masia Youth Academy setup before leaving the club for Arsenal in 2011. Having progressed into the first-team setup at the Emirates, he held the first-choice right-back slot for several years before a serious injury sidelined him. Since returning to fitness, Bellerin has been overlooked at Arsenal and he spent the last season out on loan at Real Betis, where he made a solid impression. Now back at the North London club, the Spaniard is still not favoured by Mikel Arteta, and Bellerin is now close to securing a return to Barcelona. The 27-year-old's contract with Arsenal expires next year, and he will negotiate a termination of contract with the Premier League giants to join his boyhood club on a free transfer, much like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's move in January. On top of that, Bellerin will also have a big wage cut in order to fit onto Barca's payroll without causing the club any problems with his registration. Talks are said to be very advanced stages right now, with the ex-La Masia ace now on the verge of returning to his roots. What a huge development this is. A right back has been a position that Barca have been trying to strengthen all summer, and it seems as though they will just decide to go for Hector Bellerin. Of course, earlier today we did spoke about how Barcelona are eyeing another right back who plays for the MLS, Julian Araujo, and of course it looks like Barcelona have changed their mind and they want to go for Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin have never been the top choice for Barcelona. He have always been the third choice. Joan Foyt have been the first choice, Thomas Meunier the second choice, Hector Bellerin the third choice. But Thomas Meunier and Joan Foyt looks very impossible right now. Joan Foyt picked up a long-term injury and so Barca can't make a move anymore. And Borussia Dortmund are making life difficult since they don't want to sell Thomas Meunier right now. So Barcelona are now looking at the prospect of getting Hector Bellerin. And according to this report, they are saying that they are in very advanced talks with Hector Bellerin's agent over a move to the Camp Nou. And they are claiming that the player will take a massive pay cut in order to join Barcelona. So that will be so good because registration will not be a problem if a pay cut is taken. Of course, as I said earlier, Hector Bellerin, as we know, is a former La Masia player. He left La Masia. He have never featured in the first team for Barcelona. He went from La Masia directly to Arsenal, where he made his name as one of the best right backs in the Premier League. And things have not been going so well for Hector Bellerin. He had a serious injury back in 2019. And of course, since coming back from injury, Arsenal have never really fancied using him again. He was on loan last season at Real Betis, which I think he had a very good loan season there. But despite that, Mikel Arteta have not used him. So Barcelona have every chance to get him on a cheap. And they're even saying that he might come as a free agent, even though his contract expires next year. Arsenal will be willing to sell him this year, especially if they want to get something small from him rather than selling him for free next year. So let's see how things go as we have barely less than 24 hours to go before the transfer window comes to a close. And coincidentally, this comes at a time when, Sergio Dest is heading closer and closer to Syria, to AC Milan on a loan deal. So Sergio Dest have never been fancied, and Javi really needed a natural right back. So if reported to be believed, Hector Bellerin will be our next right back as Sergio Dest is going to AC Milan. So let's see how the day is going to end. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, with the deadline day frenzy starting to pick up, Barcelona could be a hub of major activity in the final hours of what has been an exciting summer transfer window. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is now close to joining Chelsea, while Sergio Dest is all set to move to AC Milan on loan with a purchase option. Another exit that is now close to completion is that of out-of-favour forward Martin Braithwaite. The 31-year-old Dane has been deemed as unwanted by Xavi for months now, and having refused to leave so far, he has seemingly accepted his fate and is now set to move on. Braithwaite is already going through his medical examinations with Barca's local rivals RCD Espanyol and will soon be joining them on a 3-year contract that will run until the summer of 2025, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Italian journalist adds that the 31-year-old striker will terminate his contract with Barcelona later today before sealing a free transfer move to RCD Stadium. Another report from Fabrizio Romano on Court Offside claims that Braithwaite might not be the only player who will terminate his Barcelona contract on the transfer deadline day. The transfer expert states that Memphis Depay could also seek to part ways with Barcelona on the final day of the summer window if he reaches an agreement with any club. The 28-year-old Netherlands international came close to leaving Camp Nou earlier this summer, but his move to Juventus ended up collapsing. It has opened up the possibility of him continuing at Barca, although the exit could still materialize. Depay had been linked with Manchester United, but the return to Old Trafford is unlikely to materialize. But there could be clubs who might make a late approach for Memphis Depay, which might prompt him to consider terminating his contract in Barcelona. All in all, an eventful transfer deadline day lies ahead for Barcelona. Today is a day of surprises, a day of a lot of activities, shocking activities as well in the transfer market. So according to this report, Fabrizio himself have said, Martin Braithwaite and Memphis Depay could likely terminate their contracts today. Today, let's expect the unexpected. Let's just expect anything to happen. So Barcelona now are really in serious work to make sure that some of these exits are materialized so that we can free up space on the wage bill. Martin Braithwaite has been long linked with a move away, but the player himself have been hard-held on joining or on leaving Barca, talking about the fact that his contract is still there. But it looks as though the player is now open to leaving, and Espanyol are his likely destination. Memphis Depay as well. His move to Juventus collapsed some few weeks back, and it looked as though he might stay at Barca. But Fabrizio Romano have come up saying that the player is still keen on leaving, but no club have been showing interest so strongly lately. But they are saying that today, if any club comes across and he agrees, then he will try to terminate his contract and leave as soon as possible. So let's see how the day is going to look like. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.